Dateline, January 16th, 2020. Welcome to Kidnap City's Avatar News with your hosts, Baba Baba Louie and Bianca.
In business news, a new storekeeper came to the city this month, Alexis Veldig, who proclaims to be a dominatrix of some 20 years standing. Alexis opened her store, one of the newly built state-of-the-art shops that sprang up almost overnight on Amsterdam Avenue, Kidnap City's very own red light district. Her store, called Alexis Toys and Fetish Wear, has been a real hit with many of the women of the city, now seen paraded the streets with latex and leather numbers. Alexis also sells sex toys and other fetish items, and I've heard that she writes and publishes erotic stories.
Well, here's to hoping that she makes a success of her business here in Kidnap City. Do we have a phone number for her? Also in business news, one of the other stores has been bought for the sex industry, and naked sex slaves can be seen on display in the windows. I believe, but have not checked this out myself, that you can purchase one of these slaves for any kind of perverted pleasure for as little as 5 silvers per hour.
Recent news on the Kidnap City Police. In an effort to accelerate the fight on crime, a new rookie cop joined the police department last week, only to be fired a few days later after extorting huge fines and being overly far too aggressive, especially toward women in the city. It's believed, but not confirmed, that he beat up one of the Hellcats dancers. The police are being very tight-lipped about the incident. To make up for the shortfall in the ranks of the police, Patrol Officer RJ has been transferred from another district and is, we understand, doing a sterling job patrolling our streets. Let's hope Kidnap City continues to get to be a safer place for its citizens.
Also seen this week were 2 brutal arrests of women by the city police. One woman was seen being arrested outside Knee Pad's bar, where a woman was beaten in the public eye by Captain Dozer for not paying her taxi cab fare. A crowd gathered as the captain, known for his tough stance on crime, slapped the woman around her head several times, causing her black eyes and swelling mouth. It was said that Mr. Rick Deerhunter took pity on the poor girl and sent one of his bar managers to the police station to bail her out. And it is also believed that the woman now works at Knee Pads. The second sighting of a brutal arrest was outside the Sex Slaves Are Us shop on Amsterdam Avenue, where Teacup Steamer, with the very popular and well-known cabbie, was caught for speeding. The diminutive Teacup was seen to be lifted in the air by the hulking great new rookie cop Jarvin and dropped onto the pavement, as well as slamming her to the ground to be handcuffed and unceremoniously hauled away. Goodness only knows what happened when they got back to the KCPD.
The police are also stepping up their new role of collecting taxes and making sure that new licenses are applied for, and are stopping and searching all women, as the mayor declared that they are all hookers, to make sure that they have the new hooker license. Many women are refusing to apply, but this is not going to bode well for them, while the police are in the mood to restore order from chaos in the city in the roughest of ways.
That's not, to me, that just doesn't sound good. To have the police force being so brutal and collecting taxes, it's kind of frightening.
Yes, I agree with you. It's scary.
More news on the police, Bianca, about the Hellcats and the trouble?
Yes, the Hellcats have been causing trouble again in the city. While out patrolling in a vehicle, Captain Dozer and Chief Banana had their car attacked with a smoke bomb fired from the back of an illegal Humvee being driven by Maxine Johnson, also known as Spider, and accompanied by Esme, also known as Pinky. The police spokesman told us that the Humvee was impounded on January the 2nd. They have no city permit for it. Although they fired a smoke bomb at the police car, they did not charge them for the attack.
Despite Miss Johnson's near nudity in Hellcats Roadhouse, she was not charged with public indecency. Now, moving on to sports. The Kidnap City Race League got underway on Monday, January 13th, with Elizabeth coming in first place during the first heat race. During the main race, Ricka Deerhunter came in first place with Geo Stewart second and Samantha 1492 in third. It was a thrilling and eventful race with crashes aplenty. One person even got thrown out over the side, didn't she, Bianca?
Yes, that was me.
And then she, or you, managed to get her car back. She stopped right in front of the race leader, sending him crashing into a wall. Didn't she, Bianca?
I must admit that happened.
And it's caught on film, so you can't deny it. Divine Speed Racing was a no-show and have pulled out of the race league because their cars did not come up to scratch. One source said the Divine race cars were in various stages of disrepair and disassembly. This network investigated further and discovered the cars belonging to the race team were in a cow pasture at the edge of the woods, completely rusted and grounded. The images we obtained from behind Divine's headquarters tell the shocking tale like no words could.
Breaking news, Justin. Rumour has it that the so-called ferocious Hellcats motorcycle gang has been driven out of the city by a rival sissy scooter gang. Mayhem erupted last night after a 100-strong sissy gang converged on the Hellcats Roadhouse, trashing the joint. The rough, tough Hellcats were seen running scared out of the city gates as the sissies took over the Roadhouse and drunk all the liquor.
I guess they can go play with their smoke bomb somewhere else then. Isn't that right,
Yeah.
Bianca?
That's right.
And that about wraps up the news for tonight at January 16th, 2020.
And it's good night from Bianca Borodar.
And it's good night from Baba Babalooey. That's a wrap.
Oh my god. In an effort to accelerate the fight on crime, a new Ricky Rumplercock
That's what I was thinking, though.